Binotto's revenge on Ferrari. Mattia Binotto has resigned as Ferrari's team principal after 28 years with the Formula 1 team. After taking over from the previous team boss Maurizio Arrivabene at the start of 2019, the 53-year-old was in charge of the sport's most iconic marque for just under 4 years. But that spell has ended following a season in which the Italian team lied to deceive. Considering the experience Binotto has, can he be a danger to Ferrari in the coming future? If you are new here, just click on the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get instant notifications of latest videos. Let's discuss. Following one of Ferrari's lowest points in history, when the team finished 6th in the Constructors' Championship in 2020, Binotto oversaw the development of a car capable of challenging for silverware in 2022. However, strategy errors and a lack of dependability cost them both titles, allowing Red Bull to run away with both. Throughout the year, Binotto came under increasing scrutiny, and reports surfaced in November that the team was considering replacing him for next season. Instead of being fired, the Italian resigned and left on his own terms. He stepped down at the end of December 2022. With the regret that this entails, I have decided to conclude my collaboration with Ferrari. I am leaving a company that I love and have been a part of for 28 years with the peace of mind that comes from knowing that I have made every effort to achieve the goals set, Binotto said. I leave behind a cohesive and growing team. A strong team, I'm sure, ready to achieve the highest goals, to which I wish the best of luck in the future. As difficult as this decision has been for me, I believe it is appropriate to take it now. I'd like to thank everyone at Gestione Sportiva who has been a part of this journey with me, which has been full of challenges but also great joy. Benedetto Vigna, CEO of Ferrari, added, I'd like to thank Mattia for his many outstanding contributions over the past 28 years with Ferrari, particularly for leading the team back to competitiveness this year. As a result, we are in a strong position to renew our challenge to win the ultimate prize in motorsport, especially for our incredible fans around the world. Everyone at the Scuderia and throughout the Ferrari community wishes Mattia the best of luck in the future. Ferrari finished second in the Constructors' Championship behind Red Bull, with Charles Leclerc finishing second behind world champion Max Verstappen. Also, Ferrari has named Fred Vasseur as team principal, with the Alfa Romeo CEO and Sauber Motorsport CEO taking over from Mattia Binotto in January 2023. Vasseur was Ferrari's first choice to replace him after leading Alfa Romeo to 6th place in the Constructors' Championship this year, the team's best finish in a decade. Following weeks of deliberation, Vasseur decided to leave Sauber after 6 years and join Ferrari in one of the most important, if not the most important, jobs in motorsport. Vasseur has over 2 decades of motorsport experience, including a stint as team boss at Renault during the 2016 season. We are delighted to welcome Fred Vasseur to Ferrari as our team principal, Ferrari CEO Benedetto Vigna said of the appointment. He has successfully combined his technical strengths as a trained engineer with a consistent ability to bring out the best in his drivers and teams throughout his career. This approach and his leadership are exactly what we need to re-energize Ferrari. I am truly delighted and honored to take over the leadership of Scuderia Ferrari as team principal, Vasseur added. Ferrari has always represented the pinnacle of racing world to me as someone with a lifelong passion for motorsport. I am looking forward to working with the talented and truly passionate team in Maranello to honor the Scuderia's history and heritage while delivering for our tifosi around the world. According to sources, Ferrari's senior management has been considering Binotto's replacement since at least 2021. Vasseur quickly became their favorite, the Frenchman having earned a lot of respect for his work in transforming Alfa Romeo into a solid midfield team. They stepped up their pursuit of Vasseur in recent months, and the 54-year-old couldn't resist the allure of Ferrari. He wanted to leave Sauber on good terms, having developed a strong relationship with chairman Finn Rausing and becoming a boss his employers enjoyed working for. Given the importance of the Ferrari job, they chose not to obstruct him, and thus terms were quickly agreed upon, paving the way for Vasseur to hammer out the details of his Ferrari arrangement. There's no doubt that this is a big step up for Vasseur, but he has the experience, determination and personality to succeed if given the time. René Arnoux, an ex-Ferrari driver, has lashed out at Mattia Binotto, claiming he will never forgive his former boss. Binotto led Ferrari to a second-place finish in 2022, but many in Formula 1 felt there was still plenty of room for improvement heading into 2023. The prancing horse was chastised for a string of errors throughout the season, which resulted in them losing ground on eventual champions Red Bull. Binotto, who was relieved of his duties in November, took responsibilities for their difficulties. Former Ferrari driver Arnoux is among those who believe the Italian should have been fired sooner. The French driver has a long history with Ferrari, having raced for the Italian team in the 1980s. As a result, Arnoux blamed Binotto for the team's recent missteps. "I didn't like seeing Ferrari start very competitively before they dropped out," he told La Gazzetta dello Sport. "True, our reliability was poor, but we seemed to lose Grands Prix on purpose. For me, the mistakes Binotto made in Formula 1 are unforgivable. I've never supported him. Someone who claims that next year will be better does not deserve to be there. Years ago, I would have fired him. Behavior like his is intolerable when you're leading the world's best team. You may or may not like former Ferrari chief Jean Todt, but he would never have said, 'Next year will be better.'" Now, where would Binotto go? Where could the offers come from? Audi. First and foremost, the German brand will make its F1 debut in 2026 and will undoubtedly require an experienced executive with engineering and general management skills to oversee the project. Importantly, the company is preparing its engine division, Binotto's specialty, for the 2026 F1 regulations, which require a 50-50 split between ICE and hybrid power units. Don't forget that Audi is infused with Italian personality. Audi's name is derived from the Latin word for listen. Its most iconic product is the Quattro, and it owns both Lamborghini and Ducati. While Binotto is not a vindictive person, taking revenge by beating Ferrari at its own game in such circumstances would be very sweet. Red Bull, which has established its own powertrain division, is also looking for a top engineer. While the company recruited widely from various F1 teams and other operations, Porsche personnel were supposed to oversee the project as part of a joint venture between the Stuttgart company and the energy drinks brand. This JV broke up in September, so there is likely a top vacancy. Then there's Mercedes F1, which announced its revised shareholding structure on December 18, 2020, with a third each from Mercedes, sponsor INEOS, and team boss Toto Wolff. Under the new shareholding structure, Toto Wolff will remain team principal and CEO for another 3 years, leading the company's executive operations and the racing team. He will then have the opportunity to transition to a new executive function within the organization when he believes the time is right. That 3-year period will come to an end in a year, roughly when Binotto's longest period of gardening leave will end. His potential availability may lead Wolff to believe that now is the right time, especially since he now has a young family and has reduced travel commitments in light of expanding race calendars. Furthermore, Mercedes' high-performance powertrains has recently lost personnel to Red Bull and could benefit from proven engineering management skills. Toto Wolff, F1 team chairman. Those are just 3 of the options available to Binotto. There are others, including a role with Formula 1. He had been reporting to current F1 president, CEO Stefano Domenicali at Ferrari for many years, with Ross Brawn, another former Domenicali colleague, stepping down as F1 managing director, and opening at F1 towers for an experienced and trusted engineer could arise, especially as F1 heads toward 2026. In fact, between his Ferrari and F1 jobs, Domenicali worked on Audi's first F1 study, which was cancelled due to Dieselgate, before moving on to Lamborghini, which could open doors to Ingolstadt for his former engineering executive. The proceeding outlined only 4 future opportunities for Binotto. However, he may decide that making red wines rather than racing red cars is where his future lies, and we wish him the best of luck. You guys are all truly amazing, and I appreciate every last one of you watching. I mean that, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts and questions in the comments section. And as always, I will see you again very soon.